Today we are going to be testing two different e-bikes, the Rambo Rebel and new to the industry, Mavhunt. The Mavhunt is a single geared bike where the Rambo Rebel is a multiple geared bike. They each have 1,000-watt mid-drive motors, and we are just going to be testing them side by side to see which one performs better. The first thing we are going to be doing is a 4.5-mile pavement ride testing top end speed and ride quality. Once we're done with the pavement ride, we're going to dive into off-road, testing the agility and the performance in the woods in hunting scenarios. We're also going to be putting it to the torque test, pulling a 100-pound lead sled to see which one performs better in that. So that being said, let's get to riding.
All right, here we go, boys. All right. Whoa. All right, so 4.5 miles are in, and I think my top speed was 20, I think.
Downhill.
Downhill, just straight downhill was 20. And
Flat ground about 18.
Flat ground was running about 18, it said.
We noticed that our gauges were about a mile per hour difference. I had a top speed of about 31 miles an hour.
With pedal assist?
With pedal assist. If I just use no pedal, I'm at about 18, so it's about the same speed as his, but with the pedal assist, it gets me up to 31, which really makes a difference. You can cover a lot of ground on that, but 88% battery life on the ride out here compared to...
And I'm still at 99, so... And that was full throttle the whole way, so...
Yeah, he didn't have any pedal assist on that because it's a pretty low gear, or high gear, I should say.
Yep.
So you really can't pedal much, but... All right, now I guess the second part of the test, off-road. Here we go.
Let's go. We are on our first off-road trail here. There's a couple little hills here, and we're just gonna really just test the agility in the off-road here. So I'm gonna take the first half with this bike, and then I'll take the second half with the Rambo, just to give it a fair chase, you know, on each bike.
And we're only gonna use the no pedal assist on this one, so it's just gonna be just the throttle to see what the difference is. I'm assuming that bike might be a little bit more agile. It is a little lighter, a little less bulky, I think. So it'll be interesting to see how they fare in this little test here. So we're gonna get on the bike and get going.
I'll tell you one thing though, mini seats kind of suck. That one has a big juicy seat. And if there's a way to get some big seats on these babies, get some big memory foam seats, because it's a little rocky. All right, let's turn around and let's go. What are you gonna go on?
Here we go.
Oh my goodness, he's gonna crash.
He's gonna hit a tree.
Whoa.
He's gotta work to get up the hill.
Come on, baby. Where'd Bud go? What'd you think? All right, this is test number 2. We're gonna be doing just a straight up the hill shot. So we're gonna go side by side, starting from 0 right at the bottom. We're gonna climb all the way to the top.
No pedal assist.
Nope, just full throttle, let her eat.
3, 2, 1, go.
Got the whole shot out. Woo. Come on, baby. Oh, picking up speed.
That's
All right,
quite a difference there.
let's switch bikes and do it again.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
She ain't got her, boys. She just got nothing.
Bigger guy.
Yeah, she's slow.
Slow with a little more
I'm
weight.
curious to see what the pedal assist does when I start off on that. Maybe that's what we're gonna do next. All right, this is gonna be a pedal assist test to see which one's got a little bit better hole shot out of the gate.
Okay, I'm ready.
3, 2, 1, go. Hang on, we got a wipeout.
Whoa, dominated. The pedal assist didn't go so good.
Oh no, what happened? What'd you do there?
I wiped out.
I see that. Are you ready?
Yep.
Pedal assist. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh! Oh! Ah, still got dominated.
Dang. Man, no throttle,
Should we
all
try it
pedal.
again?
Yeah, let's switch bikes.
Yep. 3, 2, 1, go.
Got way more get up. He's just snappy. It's snappier. He's just snappy.
Even with the heavier guy.
Well, the hill climb test, just the throttle.
Goes to the Mavhunt.
Yep. And just the pedal assist goes to that beast too. This thing, I think it's just a little heavier. Just takes, I mean, sometimes it's a little more slower. But I mean, I was giving her. My heart rate is up right now.
I think it's the difference between a Cadillac and a Chevy, right? Cadillac rides maybe a little smoother.
I think this
on
one
the open
rides.
road.
Yeah.
But for hunting purposes and off-road trail, I think this one might have the edge.
Yeah.
Next test we're gonna do is a lead sled. Let's go get it on. Oh, hang on. Oof. Set my inverter.
Or not.
I just tie a slip knot.
All right, so we got the 100-pound sled. Actually, it's about 120 pounds with the actual metal sled. So first up, the Mavhunt. Let's see if we can even pull this thing. All right. Oh yeah, all right. I think she's gonna slide like a dream. All right, here we go. Round 2 with the Rambo. Let's see if this baby can rip her. All right.
So this is going to simulate a 250-pound deer, which is still pretty good.
Yep.
Same pull with the Rambo, about 250 pounds. Can't. Won't pull it. Won't get it going.
She's tough. She's tough.
Okay. Obviously, we have not really rigged these up to pull anything, but they do have, each bike has a little slot where you could just thread a little eyelet in to keep it straight, but this one does not want to get the 250-pound sled going enough to get us to that point, where the Mavhunt did. It's kind of crazy. I mean, that's a lot of weight. 250 pounds. If you have a live weight deer that's 250, that's pretty big.
Yeah,
obviously we are on a trail, but
yeah, I think if you shot a deer and drug it out to a trail, I think you could probably drag it with either of the bikes.
Yep. You just have to set up.
You just have to set up maybe a thing where you can keep the rope in the center of the bike, because once you get it off-centered, you just start doing donuts and it's nasty. But yeah, overall, I think both bikes probably could pull a deer. All right, after some testing, my battery on the Rambo is 69%. What's yours?
98.
98%. So we are gonna take some trails. We're just gonna have some fun. We're gonna rip through here and just see what kind of mountain biking ability these babies got. So what do you think?
I think, I mean, first of all, they're both really fun to ride.
Yeah, I mean, it's a blast to just rip these e-bikes around.
But we're ultimately trying to figure out which bike suits the hunter, the DIY style hunter, the best.
Yep.
So
let's go for a ride. All right, we went off the trail. We got a little bit of open hardwoods, a little swampy marsh, sticks, trees. We're gonna do some ultimate off-road testing.
hill climb's pretty good actually in the off-road. I jumped over some trees that I didn't think I was gonna make it over, and just pops right over top of them. We'll try the Rambo now. On the Rambo.
Well, what happened?
We have concluded our off-road testing, and now we have to make it back home. So we got a 4.5 mile jaunt back home on the pavement, and we'll do our final review once we get back, provided we make it back. I'm at 54% battery, which, I mean, I'm only halfway down, so I should make it. I think he's still at 80, so.
Yeah, the old bike says 80, so.
Obviously there's a big discrepancy in the batteries, so that's just one thing to keep an eye out on, but we're gonna head home and touch back with you in a minute. Wow, makes a big difference when you're pedaling like on flat ground versus up a hill. Oh yeah. Halfway through the ride home, 62% on this bike here, and the Rambo I think is at 34%. So we might make it back on a battery, but we might be pedaling without a pedal assist. So back to real biking.
You made her. All right, guys, we are back after putting each of these e-bikes through a series of tests. We went around 15 miles with both of these bikes. The Mavhunt came in at 59% battery, and the Rambo came in at 28% battery. And let's just kind of go through some thoughts on the Rambo and the Mavhunt. What are your first thoughts?
Well, I think the reason the battery life was rough on the Rambo is because it weighs 90 pounds versus 70 pounds in the Mavhunt.
Yep.
So I think that has to do a lot with how much battery life is eaten up while you're going. Some of the positives that I liked are, I definitely like the thumb control on this one. You know, the accelerator is really handy. It's just a press a thumb down and it's off and running.
I'd agree with that. It's easy to control.
Yeah.
It's really easy to control.
I think it's a little better than that one.
The Mavhunt has just a twist dial.
Kind of like a motorcycle?
Yeah, it's super snappy, so you gotta be careful when you're revving it because you'll just take off and do a wheelie.
As far as some of the other positives, this is a nice riding bike. It has a little bit wider tire, which I think gives it a little bit smoother ride.
Yep. And the weight, I think.
And yeah, probably being a little heavier, it probably rides a little nicer. But some of the tests that we put it through, it didn't quite perform as well as the Mavhunt. One of the downfalls that I thought was the shifting mechanism. It's just not real ergonomically correct. You kind of have to finagle your way through the handlebar and the grip to switch gears, so I thought that was kind of tough. The gears are definitely a positive on this bike, especially when you're going for a certain amount of distance and you can switch those gears and pedal versus the Mavhunt that only has one gear and you're stuck in whatever that gear is. So I feel like you're using the throttle a lot more on that. But in all reality, that was almost, I'd say 90% throttle today on most of the testing that we did. And the battery life was still almost twice as good. So regardless of that,
and the torque on the Mavhunt was a lot more just because it was a single gear.
Well, especially on the towing test that we did.
Yeah, the towing test and the uphill.
Yeah, the Mavhunt on the uphill and the tow test was way better than the Rambo. And in all reality, that is some of the real world stuff we're probably going to use these bikes for. I mean, off-road hunting, hill climbing, and possibly dragging out a deer if possible. I know you can make a cart on these things. We just had a 100-pound sled and
we just tied it to a
string.
I mean,
probably not ideal, but
it definitely wasn't an ideal test, but it was a test to see like what these things could handle.
It worked. I think part of the reason why this Mavhunt bike handles so well, it's made by Wyatt mountain bikes, which is actually made right here in Wisconsin in Bangor. And they're a high-end mountain biking component company. And a lot of the components on this bike are really top-end things. We did notice that the brakes were a little better on the Mavhunt bike.
The brakes were definitely, actually all around kind of the full system was a little more snappy than the Rambo. Rambo was kind of just a little more smoother. But I mean, if you're really looking for speed, I guess the Rambo probably for like flat speeds.
The top end speed was 31 miles an hour.
Yeah, I mean, you could fly. If you
16 on that one.
If you wanted to really cook on her, I mean, you could go fast with that. But if you're doing any kind of like hill climbing or any kind of like mountainish stuff, this thing definitely, I'd say, had the edge on.
Well, and to be honest, 15 mile an hour in the woods and on trails off-road is plenty fast. Let me tell you.
Yes. And be careful when you are riding these things because you can crash pretty easy. I mean, you can kind of, I mean, you feel like a BMX biker, you know, dirt bike just ripping. And then you see a corner and then you just hit the ground. But
kind of sounds like you may have some experience.
I have some experience with crashing, yeah.
Oh, okay.
We'll actually show one. We're good. Yeah, the old corner came up a little quick. Rambo makes a ton of different bikes. This is just the one we had to test, so we were testing her out. And Mavhunt is only just one bike, and it's a really high quality bike. If you get into the top end of the Rambos, they're really the same exact price.
About $5,300?
Yep. And you're really,
if you want a light bike and a mountain frame, if you broke this frame or did any damage, you could actually take this to any local dealer, like a mountain bike, because it's a mountain bike frame. If you did break something on the Rambo, you'd probably have to send it into Rambo and they'd have to fix it. But so that's kind of a cool feature, you know. It's a regular old bike frame, but it's a pretty gnarly e-bike.
Yeah, awesome to have one of these things. It really has changed how we hunt, how we grab trail cameras. It just cuts our time in half. And if you're looking to get into this market, either one of them are pretty good. But again, might give just the edge to the Mavhunt today.
So, till next time, scout them,
hunt them,
tag them.